It's Tuesday, and instead of recording a YouTube exclusive, I figured why not just go stream a YouTube exclusive? Does that mean it's YouTube exclusive? I don't think so, but that's all right. We have a mission today. So when I go off stream, I have missions, and my missions are to try things that will either break the meta or break our streaks of not losing. Normally it costs a lot of tickets. Normally we just, light things on fire and end up walking away and don't have much to show for it. But this time I feel differently. We have ourselves Red Prison in front of us. Pile Red Prison. It is a pile of cards, but it also has a namesake card. Now, we have the list in front of us. You are digesting the list, but we are going to take a moment and bring this across. Now, on my days off, what I do here is I sit here and I stare at these MTGO meta. And whether you agree with whether Goldfish has the best MTG top 8 or other locations, it gives you at least a good perspective. Now, we don't care about tournament results. No, we don't. So we're just going to hit view more. And here we are. What's very nice is I can basically fit the ones that I care about on screen. Now, Euro and Omnath, Money Pile is plaguing Modern. But one thing that list does do is it takes some time for setup. Now, it may not seem like a lot of time, turn 3, turn 4, and they're good to go. However, if you are fast enough and you're dishing out enough damage and have too many threats, the list can struggle. Let's take a moment. Euro Omnath, the Money Pile. Just glancing in here, we have things like Cat Combo, we have Euro, we have Omnath, we have Jace, we have all these cool things. One thing that is drastically missing is a board wipe. You'll notice there's lightning bolts and paths. Those are going to be problematic, yes indeed. But you'll notice there's no, and I repeat, no Supreme Verdict, no Wrath of God, no Damnation. What's interesting when you take that thought is in Jund, which is one of our harder matchups, we actually struggle against Jund because they can kind of pick apart everything and they have so much removal. But notice this. The last list had 2 lightning bolts and 4 paths. This one has 3 fatal pushes, 3 lightning bolts, abrupt decay, terminate. K-Command kills most of her stuff. Liliana kills stuff as well. It just is like removal.deck. And people know this. Jund is very interactive. So if we can actually beat this from time to time by slowing them down with Blood Moon and then having enough creatures and threats and problem cards for them, again with no board wipe, maybe we're onto something. Maybe we're onto something. The other thing you'll notice, so I've got some anti-synergies in here. I have Chalice of the Void in here with Lightning Bolt. Whoa, I know. That's just not allowed. Yes, it is. We've played Relic and Chalice. We've played Glorybringer and Snaring Bridge. We've done numerous things like this. There's nothing wrong with it. Playing Damping Sphere and still using your rituals is a complete and utter dumb thing to do. But we do that here because sometimes the sum of our cards is better than the 1 and 2 misaligned synergies. So with that, and after taking a look at this list here, I want removal for Rakdos Death Shadow. Lightning Bolt can help there. Azorius Control, I want to be able to attack them. Eidolons, Rabble-Masters, Pile Drivers. Heliod Combo, I want removal. Oops All Spells is a bit of the problem deck. So we have Grafdigger Cage and Torpor Orb in here. Alright, we'll see how that works. Going further, Amulet Titan, Blood Moon. Jund Death Shadow, removal and bolts. Blitz, removal, bolts, damage. Death and Taxes, removal. Infect, removal. Jund, let's just not play Jund. Izzet Control, removal. You get a pattern. If I have removal and can stop some of the first things, I could get a bridge down. I could get a lock piece down. I could get my threats down. And so, with that, and our long-winded intro to this list, here is the list. Here is what we're going to be playing. Fluffy is on Tuesday. That's right, Grayus. That's right. Mismatching Pile Drivers is because of Mana Traders. Thank you, Mana Traders. Happy second Monday indeed. Sleeping Stream and Heebie Jeebies bringing in the shades. A long time ago, we played, and I think it was Raystack or someone of that variety in Pyro Prison Discord, Eidolon's main deck. Whoa, hold up. Playing Bridge and Eidolon? What if you have to keep your hand empty? Well, when I'm at 2, I can throw this guy in there. Just attack, attack. So we're going to be doing that. You'll notice that I have 6 Blood Moon effects, nothing in the sideboard. We have Rabble Masters and Legion War Bosses, Slagstorms, a Singleton Abrade here. I'll get into that. And a Lightning Bolt. Alright, so it's basically Pyro Prison. But there's something missing. And that something missing is Pia Kira Nalaar. No. Karn the Great Creator. Yes. But we wouldn't do that. We have bridges all in here. Chandra. That's right. Chandra. Koth. Sarkhan. Karn. Pia Kira Nalaar. Big Chandra. Even bigger Chandra. Hazoret. Mom Dog. Nothing at 4. What does that mean? We don't do the 21-9. We're doing 29. 20 lands, 9 ritual effects. We've got a Mutavault in here. Sideboard. Pile Driver. Specifically this art. Pile Driver has protection from blue. I'm coming for you, Euro. I hope we play only Euro matches. Everyone's going to groan, and I'm not. We have Euro here. We have Boyle for that. For those protection from red creatures, we have Kozilek's Return. We have Grafdigger, Cage, Torp Orb. We've got some Harsh Mentors here. We will talk about how each of those plays a role as we play Magic. A lot of thoughts going into this one. This one is version 1, an experiment, lowering the curve, Mono Red Prison, in Modern, the no 4 drops. Let's play Magic. What's up, Stickball? We're driving piles. We are. Pile Driver's in here. Now he's sideboard. A little nervous about him being there. He gets a little crazy, but that's what we're doing. This deck needs a Miser Angelic Blessing or Apostle's Blessing. Let's start with the basics. Red deck. Let's see what ends up happening. The Abrades here in case I need to deal with an artifact card. There's not very many out there, but there is enough Heliod combo and enough Tron that I think an Abrade there is nice to have. I didn't put an extra Abrade in the sideboard. I put an extra Harsh Mentor. We'll see if it pays off. Complete experiment. We go 0-5, we learn something. We go 5-0, we learn something. Let's go. You like the Mountain Art choice? Heck yeah. It's the best Mountain Art choice. Alright, 20 lands, and somehow I ended up with 5 of them. So I ended up with 1/4 of my lands in my opening hand. I have a bridge, and that is it. This is not a very keepable hand based on the strategy of Red Prison. Now, if we knew they were a creature deck, sure, maybe try that. We've got several lands to get through. Not what we're doing today. Mulligan. No lander. Great. But it had cards that we want. Mulligan. Here we go. Alright. So, let's see here. Turn 1 Moon. We have to get rid of 2 cards here. So the question becomes 2 cards, Gemstone into play, Ritual out, and try Blood Moon turn 1? Or do we think Rabble Master or War Boss would be better? Definitely keep him. I'm tempted to go ahead and try for a Blood Moon here. If we go 5-0, it better be a 10-0. I'm thinking I want to try first immediate Blood Moon here. And we'll get punished. But that's okay. I should be exiling a Desperate Ritual, not a Legion War Boss there. Small misstep. Alright, well, let's just see if we can keep them off their colors here. There is a Swamp of the snow-covered variety. And we've got ourselves an Eidolon. Hoping that it's not Rack. Hoping it's not Rack, because I'm out of cards here. My opponent clings to dust. Go ahead. We have 3 lands. We have an Eidolon in play. Blast Zone. Lily? Dead of Winter. Take 2. Alright. Seems good. Pass turn. What do we got here? We got Mono Black Control. Inquisitions us. Bolt them. Okay. Blood Moon looking a little iffy here in this matchup. There's Lily. Okay. Okay. It's looking kind of like Rack. Not really sure how I feel about Rack. They get rid of an Inquisition and Damnation. So my entire spiel at the beginning about playing decks that don't have board wipes, invalidated. Deck is terrible. Deck is terrible. Absolutely invalidated. First game, first match. They got rid of it, but invalidated. At least I can keep Liliana on check here. I love it. I love it when you have a plan, you've thought it out, you explain your thought process, and the very first thing that ends up happening to you is, oh look, a deck representing exactly what you said you wouldn't run into. Smiley face. What is this? Ooh, Dark Petition. Spell Mastery, 2 or more instants. They've got this. They're gaining 3 here. What do we go get with Dark Petition? Oh boy. This is interesting. What is this list? I'm not familiar with what they're doing. We got the oddball list to start things off. 3 mana, Nether Spirit, Upticks. I'm going to go after Liliana because this just comes back each turn anyway. The Scavenger Grounds, put that into play, pass the turn. So it is Rack. It's a version of Rack. It's a bit of a different version. I'm seeing Hero's Downfall in here. I see Dark Petition, seeing Damnations and Dead of Winters immediately. Very interesting cards here. Liliana's up to 3 and they attack for 2. Lots of time here. And it's great to see a Rabblemaster. Rabblemaster attack Liliana with the token. Here we go. Let's begin. Mono Black Death Cloud? It could be. I'm surprised they didn't attempt to cling there at the end step. I don't know why they would want their graveyard at this point. Discarding a card. It was a Thoughtseize. Considers things here. Does nothing. Let's go ahead and attack. I'm going to attack with just the tokens here. And we'll just play a Simian Spirit Guide. We are in a bit of a risk of another Wrath effect here, but rather have the Simian Spirit Guide down rather than have it in the hand, which just disappears probably with this Liliana. My opponent does finally cling to dust to draw a card. What's up, Land Shudder? How's it going? How goes it? How goes it? Yesterday you had a dream you'd see Tube Man again? It's dangerous. They drew a card. They ended up putting a land into play and they uptick. Liliana's at 3 here. And the Chalice. It's kind of interesting. I guess I'll attack Lily with everything here. Nether Spirit trades with Simian Spirit Guide. I'm going to put Chalice down on 1 to prevent Rack and Shrieking Affliction, which is ways that they can beat me. Nether Spirit returns from the graveyard. Opponent plays a land and Liliana doing Liliana things. Combat. I don't really have a way to get rid of the... I don't have a way to really get rid of the Nether Spirit, so we're going to probably be picking at them for 2 every turn. I'm going to play the Mutavault because if they do get a second Liliana here, I don't want to lose Mutavault. I don't perceive myself doing that, but hey, you know. Nether Spirit comes in for 2 here. That's interesting. Do they have removal? Damnation it is. All right. Land, go ahead. Big B, thank you for the resub. 8 months in a row. How goes it? Welcome back. All right. We can deal with the Nether Spirit. I just got to find one of my bridges. It's not an extremely fast clock. That being said, I need to stop drawing lands. I've only got 20 of these. In for 2, 14. Don't need to play Blood Moon. Pass turn. This will give me cards to discard to Liliana's in the future. Opponent's going to play a land and attack, going down to 12. Pass the turn again. Someone please help me. I have a duck song stuck in my head. Then he waddled away. Waddle, waddle, waddle. Chalice of the Void. I need Bridge. A lot of my stuff's on 3, and I don't really want to negate all the stuff that I have on 2. Let's stay here. We'll put a land into play. This is where Piakir, Nalaar, or Chandra would have been better, but hey, this is what we've got. This is what we're doing. This Nether Spirit is attacking us like crazy. There is an Eidolon. Go ahead, opponent. Okay. I actually could go ahead and put the Chalice on 4 to stop a future damnation. It's not like I'm putting anything on 4. Go ahead. I'll block this turn. 7, and then this is 8. We'll just stop future damnations here. Nether Spirit coming back. Liliana. Each player discards a card. We discard. Lands. Pass turn. How many lands are we going to draw? All the lands. We are flooding slightly here. Ever so slightly. Magus of the Moon. Pass the turn. By the way, this Blood Moon's not the greatest here. It prevents the blast zone, so we may keep like a Blood Moon post board, but we need to be more aggressive. They make us sacrifice attacks for 2. We're going to die to this thing. No, we're not. That's so silly. Alright, somehow I've got to keep this in check. I don't have the ability to bolt due to Chalice. Expedition map countered. Discard. Goodbye, Mountain. Blood Moon. I suppose we'll play that because it'll make me discard. Now we're at a bit of an interesting stage at which they're going to go ahead and make me lose my bridge at some point. This will be interesting because I'll probably pick up another bridge somewhere. It's a Simian Spirit Guide. I don't mind playing this currently. We are pretty close to out of lands, so we're at a point where every top deck should result in something valuable. My opponent is playing a card here. Interesting. Eliminates. Simian Spirit Guide. Goes up with Liliana. Alright. New bridge. We're going to pass the turn here and hope they don't uptick one more time. Maybe they'll downtick for me. Putting this into play really doesn't change anything. So here I can thankfully, they'll probably do like bridge off to the side or something like that. Ah, we're doing this. So if I don't keep the Blood Moons, this stuff hits me. I've flooded out quite a bit already. Problem is this is gonna get bigger. I suppose I've got to sacrifice the lands here, right? Keep kind of everything else. Maybe I should have played one more card, right? What's my probability of drawing more lands here? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 50% of my lands out of the list. So I have 10 more lands and 33 cards. Needing to draw back-to-back-to-back lands 3 times in a row. But if I do this, then they just put a Blast Zone on 3 and end this. Nether Spirit, I suppose, dies there. It's a good split. I think I'm going to sacrifice the lands. For funsies. Bad odds. Live on the edge of the odds. Them being able to draw a card and using Blast Zones just isn't my cup of tea here. Oh, snap. Create 2/2 zombie, and each player sacrifices 2 creatures, and each opponent chooses a permanent they control of each type, sacrifices the rest. So I need running lands. And even with an ult here, it's bad. Alright. This is okay, though, because we can beat them with our secondary plan. Bridge is really not necessary. Alright, so pile drivers, harsh mentors coming in, bridge is out, and probably a few blood moons. And what else? I don't think I want the Kozilek return. Don't need Torp Orb. Don't need Cage necessarily. The Cage would be kind of interesting to stop Nether Spirit, but I think I've got plenty of ways to deal with that. We just want to bring in all of our aggressive pieces, essentially turn ourselves into a Punisher version. I don't want to cut the Blood Moons completely. I like the idea of a 2-2 split here of Magus and Blood Moon. I'm thinking about this Abrade, but I know the Abrade gets rid of Rack. Maybe it's just like a Slag Storm here, even though it hits face. It's like not what we want. So Harsh Mentor's probably not going to do a whole lot this game, but on the off chance that it does, we'll have it. There we go. Chalice on 1 is pretty good in the opener, even though it would stop my bolts. I'm keeping both because I think both options are reasonable here. A lot of removal, a lot of those board wipes, not what we wanted to see. We'll play first here. Do I go for it? Just Rabblemaster and go ahead and Thoughtseize this away, and then I don't have red mana? Yeah. This is why we built the list. This is why we built the list. Let's go. I don't need to protect Rabblemaster. It's not like they were paying fetch lands and stuff like that for fatal pushes. Ha! Stopped them. Look at this. Stopping the future things anyway. In for some damage. They do play Eliminate. We'll see if it matters here. They're at 13. Second card here. And it is an Eliminate. Let's attack for 2. We're struggling a little bit on lands. That's okay, though. We've got them already at 11. It's a Field of Ruin. Maybe they'll help me out here. Can't play that Thoughtseize. Game's getting close to being just about done. Look at these bolts here. Look at these bolts. They're really powerful. Oh, they're helping me out here. They're helping me out. Fixing my mana. Time to bolt them. Chalice block. Bummer. They go up here. We're gonna get rid of a lightning bolt, obviously. Whew, can I get a land? I sort of want to keep this in check. I sort of want to go after them. Let's keep Liliana slightly in check here for a turn. There's a Nether Spirit coming back. They need a double black, indeed. Crucible of Worlds. Well, I went all in on Rabblemaster. It's not paying off. We'll pass turn here. I have them at 9. I'll take a land. How they keep drawing the spirit? They're crazy. They're crazy like that. You would have went all in. It was a shame that was not. It was Gemstone. Dark Petitions here can go get something to remove goblins. I bet they have Plague Engineer. What, the Eliminate's a singleton? I doubt that. I'm sure they're playing 3 or 4 of them based on what they've been playing this entire game. Show me the Plague Engineer. Or wait. Nothing? Nothing? Land? Kalitas. Alright, Kalitas pretty much spells doom for us. pretty much spells doom at this point. I found my second land. Let's play Eidolon, pass turn. Eidolon gets kind of interesting here. They try to kill it, they take a little bit of damage. They're going to attack first. Not going to block. Scoop? Maybe. Discarding a card. Desperate Ritual gone. Blood Moon. Well, this didn't work out very well, but my opponent had the removal and they had the board wipes that we talked about. So, Chandra would have been better. Board wipes get us here. They're going to split our stuff, creatures and lands probably. I think we can scoop now. I think we can scoop. All right. Test 1 done. Not looking very good. Oh, look. Look. Some lands. Some lands. On to test 2. Exactly. Let's not run into a deck running Damnation main deck. Dead of Winter main deck. Let's not have our creature-based prison strategy be up against board wipes. I feel justified that I talked about because these decks don't have Supreme Verdicts, and I even though I'm showing the 4-color non-black list, I even said Damnation. Said Wrath of God Supreme Verdict, right? Damnation. First card. We managed to miss roughly 1/3 land draw chance 7 times, though. Yeah, that's true, too. We had a lot of chances for that. Let's not draw only lands game 1 and only non-lands game 2. What? I'm trying to figure out if this is Magic or if this is Hearthstone. Or if this is something else. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ah, come on. We're only going to draw lands. Keep. Easy mode, right? What's this list trying to do? Lands or no lands? That's all we do. That's all we do. Got rid of an Abrade here, hoping it's not Tron. Non-basic. Magic froze. Uh-oh. Can't handle the power. Land. Yes. There we go. Desperate Ritual. Blood Moon. We're on to things this time. Look at that mountain. Uh-oh. Did they keep the one-lander? Opponent. Opponent, you should not keep one-landers. We know that. It's a bad idea. Basic Swamp here. Oh my gosh, if they play Eliminate. Okay, Inquisition's me. I'm going to keep the Simian Spirit Guide. I don't particularly want them to Inquisition Bridge or Simian Spirit Guide, but hey, I can play this. What's interesting is my deck is topped out at 3, so this is clear to go into the battlefield. We don't need it for a Chandra. They take Simian Spirit Guide here. New Blood Moon. Attack for 2. Pass the turn. We're passing the turn instead of playing something here. 1, because it does damage to me. 2, they find another swamp in Liliana and they go uptick. I'm not going to want to be not able to attack if I play Bridge. Smallpox. Oh boy. Whoops. Oh boy. At least it does damage to them. I can get rid of Blood Moon here pretty safely. So we're against Rack again. I should have been playing just Punisher, apparently. Is this the Smallpox Smallpox Rack League? Yeah. So it's funny that they took Simian Spirit Guide. Now I see why. My opponent has double black. Oh, Rabble Master. Pass the turn. Modern Leagues are a wild place. They are. Alright, opponent, you got another smallpox? Another castle? I swear if it's Liliana again. Show me Nether Spirit or Liliana. I bet they have Damnation too. Wrench Mine. Just ruined me. Did he keep a hand with Pox with one land? I mean, I guess that's what he did. Gonna play a land past the turn. If they get rid of Rabblemaster, it's an oh well. I'm very puzzled by what they did. Castle Locthwain and then missed a land drop and then had Smallpox. It's very confusing. Shrieking Affliction. Top deck land. Let's go. We gotta race this. Land right here. Land. Land. Oh, you're late, Chalice. You arrived 10 minutes too late. I'm just gonna skip. They're not gonna draw an Inquisition or Thoughtseize here. No way. Okay, extra Shrieking Affliction. Looking dangerous. Looking dangerous. Glad I kept for a turn. Now, we play the Chalice on one. Dodge Liliana for a turn. Find me the land. And we'll beat these cards. No Wrench Mine, please. Huh. Huh. Yes. Gonna play it. I'm taking some damage from Shrieking Afflictions. Don't care. We're getting things started. Rabblemaster in. Get attacked, opponent. Get attacked. That's right. Chalice on one. The protector of my hand. Double Shrieking Affliction triggers here. It hurts. It hurts. Go ahead and attack here. Next turn I can attack for lethal. I do need to get through the turn here with some Shrieking Afflictions on the other side. Opponent goes to 5. All you, opponent. Did Chalice on one end your day? It did. Now, this opponent's playing Smallpox and Smallpox. So, Pile Driver's in, Harsh Mentor's in again. It's likely that this list will have a Raven's Crime. Kind of thinking I don't necessarily want as many ritual effects, and maybe not as many bolts. And then we can take out some of these. Let's grab Pyretic back in. These in, that out. Chalice on one. Let's go. It's the same style of list, but this time we're going to change up a little bit of what we're doing with the sideboard. And why are we doing that? Because it didn't work last time. Now you might say it was because of drawing exactly 0 lands. Alright, I understand. But we have to try things. We have to try things. We're on the play. My opponent puts us on the play. Chalice looks nice. I don't think I want to be putting Rabblemaster in off of Rituals. This is feeling a little bit awkward. House Prison in Wide Open Modern currently? It's tough. It's tough. You still don't get it? So he said to himself, I'll draw a land, play Pox, and draw another land? I have no idea, Dennis. Should have cut that instead. I'm probably getting a Chalice on one, so I'm trying to cut 1-drops a little bit. I don't like this hand because of my 1-lander in their Pox list, unfortunately. This is much better. I'll actually probably get rid of a land here. Yes, I put myself into potentially just like emptying my hand really fast here. But I think with a Legion Warboss and them being more Smallpox than maybe other list styles, it might be really super nice here. They could Inquisition and take Legion Warboss anyway. I'll play Eidolon, they'll play Smallpox, and we'll just concede. No, we won't concede. We won't concede. Here goes Legion Warboss. They don't like that it creates another token here. Bonus Eidolon. Play Eidolon number 1, pass turn. Let me see that Smallpox. Let's go. Poxus. 2 mana. Alright, take 2. We're going to get rid of Desperate Ritual here. We're going to lose a land. Thankfully, our curve has been lowered in this version. Desperate Ritual out, creature out, land out. Cool. That was fun. All right, land, Eidolon, go. We're pretty empty-handed here. That is what they like to do. That is what they like to do. So this time I kept actually all my Blood Moon effects in, which is nice because they have Urborgs and Mutavaults. My opponent was playing the Smallpox variation, which usually means a few more Urborg-style effects. We saw Castle Locthwain as well. Double black. This is going to super hurt us if it's a secondary Smallpox here. It is. They'll lose Mutavault here because they probably want to keep Urborg. We lose our creature, land, and land in hand. Getting chewed up alive here with all the Smallpoxes. My opponent is taking quite a bit of damage, though, to do all this. They get rid of a Dark Confidant. That's kind of good to know. Alright, apparently we're just playing the one land metagame. I'll take a land. No land. Pass turn. This will be awkward for a little while, I'm sure. Castle Locthwain. My opponent's got the second land here. Ends up Smallpoxing again. Dark Confidant. Bolt off the top would be nice. No bolt. Pass turn. A little bit of a dangerous card considering they're at 14 here. We'll see what they end up top decking. Swamp it is. Plays the Swamp. Liliana. Wrench Mine. Alright. Attack for 2, 16, 14. Don't have Rack. Don't have Shrieking Affliction, please. Does not attack. I'm going to play the land. I don't want it discarded by some other Liliana, Wrench Mine, or other effect. Dark Confidant, finding that sweet Swamp. Dodging damage. Plays a Castle Locthwain instead, so Swamp, unknown card. Does attack this time around. Good job. Good job. Blood Moon, pass turn. No real effect for us to worry about here. Blood Moon would stop double black, except for this whole swamp over here. My opponent draws with Castle Locthwain and takes 3. Dark Confidant trigger. An additional 1 damage. 10, 16 with Rack effect in hand. Plays Swamp. Plays Rack. Wrench Mines me again. Attacks for 2. 14, 3 damage, 11. Not looking good. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, we have options here. I can abrade Rack or I can braid Dark Confidant. Dark Confidant's trying to kill them. So I guess I have to abrade the Rack to keep me alive here. How good is Mono Black? Is it competitive? I don't know. I'm not the one playing the black list. I'm playing the red list. Inquisition here. Attacks me for 2. It's 9 all. Can't imagine they use Castle here. This is the second time we've run into it for some reason. Maybe people think it's good. Top of the library is a Pile Driver. Alright, well we can cast that. It's not super great. But it is a creature, it's a blocker. I'm afraid of Eliminates and Fatal Pushes, but my opponent doesn't do any of that. Finds himself a Shrieking Affliction. Rack and Shrieking Affliction here, and attack. I have to block here. I'm going to be taking 6. Not sure there's much I can do here. We just F6 through a turn. Not by accident. It's actually on purpose here. Alright, Raven's Crime kills us. The Rock is competitive. Jund 2. What about Black if we compare it to those two? I mean, I don't think Rack is a very good list right now because you have a bunch of decks that are replacing their cards frequently. That would just be my observation. Alright, so apparently my opponent's just gonna, like, wrench mine us to oblivion. Not really much I could do. I could bring in Grafdigger's Cages, but that's probably not good. I'm gonna bring my Lightning Bolts back in over the Blood Moons here, because I do have something to interact with. We're gonna bring the Desperate Ritual back in as well over one of the last Blood Moons, and this is only because I'm on the play, and they're gonna keep me on the play, probably. But yeah, Euro replaces itself, Growth Spiral, Cleansing Wildfire, Opt, Serum Visions, Omnath, Teferi can replace itself, Jace replaces itself, Renin 6 replaces itself. Let's play first, find a Chalice, keep! Oh, what a hand! Alright, opponent. You've been mean to us. It's our turn now. Chalice on 1, go ahead. I'm going to lead with Pile Driver here because Pile Driver into a following land is more brutal than the possibility of Eidolon doing them damage. We'll see if it matters. I'm guessing they have another Smallpox. We do have our land. This land is the incorrect one to play. I should be playing Scavenger Grounds so that I can play Eidolon next if they do the killing. But if they don't have Smallpox here, we're in good shape. Mutavault means no Smallpox. Nice. Alright, we should be pretty clear and free here. 2 mana. Collective Brutality. Alright. They do a whole bunch of things here. It basically gains them life. They get rid of 2 Raven's Crimes here, which are dead cards due to the Chalice of the Void. Because of the potential of Liliana of the Veil here, we're going to run out a War Boss. We're still going to run out the War Boss here because I don't want them to know about Rabblemaster. The clock is roughly the same once both of these are in play. Looking good. If they somehow find a land in Smallpox, we get rid of Scavenger Grounds and put Eidolon into play, missing our land drop. Opponent plays a secondary Mutavault. It's kind of a fun one in the future. Let's set up for a bigger win. We'll send just 1 Goblin in. They're going to block with Mutavault. And then next turn, I'll put Rabblemaster and throw everybody at it. We can mentor this, I think. Let's see here. Whenever it attacks. If I stack these correctly, I believe I can mentor. And that will make it large enough to eat a Mutavault. My opponent doesn't do anything here, passing their turn, because they have all 1-drops. I'm going to hold this mountain just in case. Rabblemaster's going to come out here and we're going to attack for a chunk of damage. Triggers go. Swing with the team. And we're going to put this on the bottom so that I can mentor Pile Driver. Pile Driver is going to become a 2/3 and then it's going to pump. This means that they'd have to double block with Mutavault. So this is clear and free. 10-3 coming through. Trying to end them here. Turn 5. It's looking pretty good, ladies and gentlemen. Looking pretty good. Did we just redeem ourselves against the rack list? We know how to play this. The rack list, this one had a little more targeted removal, albeit I did Chalice them, but they had things like Smallpox's 1-to-1 removal. And it worked out. Have to just avoid... Well, you just have to avoid the board wipes. 1-1. Let's go. Let's go. How is everyone's Tuesday? Or for YouTube, how's your weekend? Leave comments. Twitch chat with me. I just blew out someone's ears. I'm sorry. Whew. Good night. Good night. You've only been here for only a little while. Thanks for stopping by. Eating some ice cream. Yes. I like to play first. Yes. How's it going, Marauder Otter? Were you inspired by my earlier message? A Yorion list. 80 cards. I'm going to keep this because Yorion's... I said this famously last time. Yorion is typically taxes right now, but it could be something else. 4:38 a.m. Go to bed. The night is going good. Placing down lots of signs for this ice farm. Oh boy. Oh boy. I was inspired. Springleaf drum. Springleaf drum. What? Why do we have that? What Yorion build plays that? Should I Chalice on one? It's probably not a good idea. It's probably just a Braid Springleaf drum, right? That way I keep Bolt up. I can put Chalice on one and Bolt next turn. Why do they need a Springleaf drum? This doesn't have an ETB effect, though. I want to see him make a mono black devotion list. Phyrexian Obliterator, Greary, Nighthawk. Heck yeah. I have no idea. I'm trying to decide if I should be abrading this. Blue Steel, it might be. It might be. I feel like I'm supposed to. I'm so afraid to let this go. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. We'll see if I'm punished here. I feel like the MTG Goldfish meta info might have been wrong. Yeah. Yeah, the, what, 30 decks I looked at? Not sure I ran into these three that we've played against so far. This is the Euro Urza build, I believe. Random ramp because he has a lot of creatures, maybe. The Urza list? Could be, yeah. I see that. Possibly. Misty Rainforest here. Go fetch maybe more than just blue. Green, basic. Emery. Okay. Mox, Amber, Emery, Euro, Forest. Let's destroy this artifact here. I'm gonna Bolton and Chalice. I could put a Chalice on 0. Now I have another Bolt. Dang it. Maybe I hold Chalice until I can put it on 2. Then I have a Euro to deal with. Oops. If I throw this on 1, I feel like that's the wrong move. We're going to just pass turn and maybe try to do Chalice on 2. Maybe. I think I'm trying to put a Rabblemaster down next turn and hold Bolt up. We're in a weird spot here. This isn't what I expected. A 0 to keep him off Mox and Baubles. Yeah, I mean, that's an option too. I thought about it ever so briefly here. I swear, if this is Teferi. Engineered on 3. Alright. Decent enough. Decent enough. I'm gonna play Rabblemaster down. I suppose we can put this on 0 for the future. Attack for 1 and pass turn. Basically forcing them to use engineered explosives and hopefully missing their turn. With 2 bolts in hand, I don't want this on 1 anymore. They do pop. Rabblemaster disappears here briefly. They put a Springleaf Drum out. Nothing too frightening. We'll attack for 1 past turn. I could also double bolt a Euro here, but then they get to redo it twice. Maybe they'll just miss lands. Maybe I'll just bolt whatever this is. Engineered on 3 again. Okay. I don't want to put this on... I could put this on 2, probably. What do I have that's on 2? I've already used the Abrade. I have Eidolons, and that's about it. I suppose this is kind of a quirky, put it on 2 turn. Maybe I stop something else that's a problem by doing that. This dude's sniping for sure? Why? Why would you say that? I'm just attacking with a lone little goblin here. He's not doing anything. He's just around. Alright, Triome found here. They're just trying to keep me off Blood Moon. That's all they're doing. Alright, we attack for 3 here. They're at 8. I'll play the land down here. They can get Euro into play, which is a bit of a problem, because it's going to gain them life. Like I talked about, I could... Oh, it's Urza. Okay, this is interesting. They're going to make the construct here. Probability of me drawing a land. I just bolt twice upstairs, draw the land, Ramunat, and we win. Let's go for the winning line here. Bolt upstairs. Bolt upstairs. Top deck land. Win the game. Send it. Send it. 2 mana game life. Cry. Alright. It may not be exactly the Euro list we're used to, but we're ready for this list. But we're ready. We have Pile Driver. We have Boil. We have Grafdigger's Cage. I've got Harsh Mentor, which is kind of interesting. It says whenever an opponent activates an ability of an artifact, creature, or land. Sort of. This is all coming in. This is all coming in. Chalice could be put on 0. Something we could do. Got to decide what we want to do here. Do we want to be aggressive, or do we want to try to do a little bit of Blood Moon action? I think Bridge can come out here totally. I'm not sure I want to be wasting a turn doing Chalice on 1 or 0. So I might cut this to be super aggressive here, which means I need 3 more cuts. Question is, what are those cuts? Abrade seems to be reasonable. My opponent does have some artifacts. I think I'm going to cut 2 Slag Storms here. Again, going with the very aggressive plan. And because I'm very aggressive, we'll drop 1 Blood Moon because they're going to bring in Force of Negation, obviously. We'll run something like this. We've got Pile Driver that is protection from blue. And they've got blue creatures. Let's go. Cut Slag Storm. We did. We got it, Endermeat. We got it. I'm trying to think if there's any reason I would even do this. Turn 1, turn 2. This is like... Like, do I just, like, Gemstone, get rid of this, plan to do turn 1, Eidolon, turn 2, Pile Driver? Oh. Let's go for it. Let's just... Gemstone Caverns. I don't need Cage to beat you, opponent. That was a meme. That was a meme that I did. Get ready. Mox Amber. Psh. Easy mode. Bobble. Show me Emery. Show me Emery. Do it right now. That's not Emery. That's not that wasn't Emery. Opponent, you missed. You missed. You missed. Oh gosh. I'm just gonna play Eidolon first. It's the most damage because my opponent's gonna play like 0s, 1s, and 2 drops. We have Double Bolt and a Pile Driver coming up next. There's Emery. Pile Driver, blow up Emery. Proceed to victory. Springleaf Drum. Oh boy. That's a lot of damage. Uses Bobble. Draws with Bobble. Oh gosh. Imagine if we would have led with Pile Driver. Just imagine. Let's bolt here. Take a little bit of damage. Oh, we're doing it. Doesn't matter. I kind of want just a top deck land to finish this opponent off. We'll attack for 2 here after playing Pile Driver. My opponent has an empty board, 4 cards plus the draw, 1 mana. Give me the land and no, no! What are you doing? Why are you conceding? Why are you conceding? I didn't get to attack. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Oh, another Pile Driver. Oh, another Pile Driver. Oh. Let's go. They were done. They were done. Fluffy is one of the players that says no when he wins. Yes, correct. I want to finish my game thought and prove out my theories. They couldn't handle the pile. It's Euro pile, and you just gotta fight it with Goblin pile. Driver. Pile. Driver. We're not a pile of cards here. We're very thought out and methodical. All right, match 4 coming up. 2 rack list and then a Euro Urza list. Protection from Blue finally came in. Do I normally stream on Tuesdays? No. Welcome to our not normal Tuesday stream. We stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's all I have to say with that. Let's find an opponent. Gotta find that opponent. Instead of recording YouTube exclusive, we decided to record our YouTube exclusive on the stream, which means it's not a YouTube exclusive. Have I confused you enough yet? I'm also not packaging up the things we raffled away the other day. Let's play first. A little awkward here to hit the Gemstone Caverns. I do have Chalice on 1. Again, a little bit awkward due to Lightning Bolt. Could play passively here. Plan to bolt something and then Chalice on 1 followed by Eidolon. YouTube unexclusive Tuesdays. I'm going to keep this and we're going to play a little bit passively here. Only because I have the bolt. Maybe I shouldn't be playing passively here. Maybe I should jam out the Chalice on 1. Watch it be rack again. Alright, I'm going to just bolt the bird. It's all going to be fine here. Get the premium value with Lightning Bolt. Sunken Hollow here. Easy money. Easy, easy. Let's go ahead and still Chalice on 1 before doing anything else. Picking up our other Gemstone Caverns here is really awkward. We've been doing that a little bit tonight. Watery Graves, sideways. Extra mountain here, looking good. Eidolon pass turn. Bonus stream? Sort of. Maybe, not really. It's the YouTube unexclusive, Last God. What's up? How you doing? Where's Evan? A lot of you are Evan folks. Is Evan not streaming tonight? Does Evan not stream on Tuesdays? I thought he did. I thought he was Tuesday streamer. I guess I'll attack. This bolt's useless. 1, 2, 3. Just play. Feels awkward just to play Simian Spirit Guide. Maybe I should. You want those turn 1 Blood Moons sometimes. Oh, he wears dresses on Tuesday. Oh, nifty. My CPU is about 10 centigrade higher than I'd like it. Oh, that's not good. Last God. That's okay. My opponent gets a basic island here after fetching with the gemstone. That's kind of nice for us. They get a 4th land here. It looks like a blue deck, by the way. Let's attack, trying to bait something out here. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Let's deal 3 damage to each player. Taking 2 to do this. I'm just trying to get something here so I know what's going on. I don't want to run Blood Moon out into a counter at this point. Maybe I should have fired off my bolt earlier. Oh well. We're prepared for blue decks. You're correct. Cryptic Command. Return and draw. Looks like Bolt's back online. Why do you want to play 1 mana spells? Blood Chiefs. Dang, there goes Eidolon. Goodbye, Eidolon. That's a shame. What else you got, opponent? I'm gonna bolt you now. You've unlocked my trap card. Unlocked. And yes, we're prepared for blue decks. Not blue-black, necessarily. This could kill Pile Driver still. But we got them sweet protection from blue cards and boils in here. Got them Harsh Mentors, too. Who needs blue decks? Don't tell Evan. Don't tell Evan. He'll be very disappointed with us. Alright, what do we got here? Archmage Charm? Evan just went live? He's an hour late. Alright, what are we doing, Soul Strong? What are we doing? I want to bolt you. You're worried about this Chalice. Blood Moon's going to wreck your black mana at some point in this game. Potentially Cryptics in the future, too. There's only a double island right now. Mystic Sanctuary is probably a thing they have. What are we doing? There's Mystic Sanctuary. We just talked about this card. It's a long, long pause. Picks up a Cryptic Command. And plays a Jace. Interesting. I'm trying a new pasta sauce tonight, and it's very meh. I'm sorry. Alright, I'm going to bolt Jace, because Jace is a bit of a problem card. I pick up our Simian Spirit Guide. We get to do 1, 2, 3 Blood Moon here, followed by Chalice on 1, if I wanted it. I don't think I need to jam a Chalice on 1 here. I'd like to keep Simian Spirit Guide for future. Cryptic Command that was on top of the library and probably in their hand now, because Jace went down tick instead of 0 tick. New Jace, that's pretty good. Now they 0. Jace to Jace with only 2 islands here, looking pretty strong. Evan B. Cuban, who needs cube when you have Glorious? Modern, exactly. Exactly. Well, Bolt. 3 mana Simian Spirit Guide and just accept the Cryptic Command that can be played now through the islands. Like, you'll never find the best without trying different, but Newman's Own has been safe and good for years. Oh, pasta sauce. Pasta sauce. We're talking about pasta sauce still. In for 2 here. Alright, we're going to throw a Chalice on 1. They're going to counter this and probably bounce Blood Moon, and I'll throw a secondary Chalice down on 1. Yeah, we've tried different pasta sauces since we've been getting curbside instead of going to the store. Trying to minimize going to the store. And there's been some really good ones. And then there's been a couple that have been really bad. It's interesting. It's interesting. Alright. Counter bouncy bouncy. We'll just slap down another Chalice on 1, or at least attempt to. I could have another counter spell here. We're trying to burn through them, though, before I slap down Legion Warboss. Opponent clings away a Chalice of the Void, taking a draw there. Could cling again if they'd like to. Decides not. They like their graveyard enough. There's tons of pasta sauce options. Scalding Tarn is not stopped by Blood Moon. Could be Mystic Sanctuary to pick up something nasty. Eidolon, huh? Let's attack for 2 as their starting thing, putting them to 5. We're close. I'll probably play Blood Moon first here, right? Mystic Sanctuary. What are we going to pick up here? Cryptic of Commands. Love to connect here. Oh, we are? Oh, we connected. Attempt Blood Moon. I'd love to be able to do Legion Warboss and Eidolon in the same turn. Opponent's at 4. Opponent draws 2 cards here. So they're going to draw that Cryptic Command. They get to counter Blood Moon. Invest in Instant Pot. It makes amazing homemade sauce in like 20 minutes. Nice. Counters bounces Chalice again here. Opponent's sitting at 4. And follows this up with a Fatal Push on Simian Spirit Guide. Board is clear. Inquisitions. We have 2 creatures here. The Eidolon's dangerous in some regards. Warboss in others. Chalice has been a problem for them this entire game. Takes Warboss, dangerous card. Plays Narset, Parter of Veils, leaving Cryptic open. Opponent finds Thoughtseize. Do you want to fire a Thoughtseize off at me, opponent? Oh. They Thoughtseize me. Okay. Takes Eidolon, because that would kill them. Scavenger Grounds, attempt Chalice on 1 here. And now I have a Scavenger Grounds that can clear the yard out in case they have another fetch land. They do have Cling. Maybe I use the Scavenger Grounds in response to a Cling here at some point. Which would be right now is when they'll Cling. Oh, they'll counter right now. Here we go, here we go. Okay, they clinged us. They're clinging away a Slagstorm here to draw a card. Opting to draw a card instead of doing something else. Let's go ahead. We can cling kind of safely here because we don't want them to somehow bounce Chalice and then use the graveyard. I guess I should have clinged in response, or Scavenging Ground in response. I did that a little bit out of order. Another Narset here. Just getting Narsets for days. There's an Archmage Charm. And so I need a Ramunap Ruins now. I'm going to hold Warboss here. What I really, really want is a couple spells to try to get through what they have. But I'll just take a Ramunap Ruins. That'd be nice. So Shock, it's the low curve Red Prison. We'll be playing Red Prison no walkers later. Just another variation without planeswalkers. There's Jace. Alright. Plays Jace. Archmage Charm. I wonder if they go up here trying to keep our hand from getting something else. They decide zeroing is the line for them. They can bounce anything at any point. We'll pass turn here. Pretty much looking for a Ramunap Ruins at this stage in the game. They go to 1. Well, they can't fetch with a new Mystic Sanctuary, so that's good for us. Interesting line so far. Still holding Archmage Charm. Once again, looking for Ramunap Ruins if we can. Decides drawing once again is the line. I don't think that's what they should be doing. They should be avoiding the top of our library. We'll pass the turn here once again. I need to be able to spill a few spells out here. Archmage Charm to draw cards. Okay. It looks dire, but they're sitting at 1. They start to look at the top of our library. What you got? Puts the card on top of the library. Okay. Somehow I have to find one more point of damage. I wonder if I'll be able to do that. Do we think we'll be able to find that one point, or has my opponent got us locked out here? It's a Gemstone Caverns. I'll play the Mountain Pass turn. You believe in us? What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 mana to do Legion War Boss. They go up again. I need them to bottom. They put it on top. River of Tears. Desperate Ritual. Pass turn. Jace going up here. Puts the card on top. New Narset. It's Rabblemaster. Cast the Rabblemaster. Go to combat. They're doing something right now where they eliminate. Alright. Play lands. Try again. This is the doubling down here. They eliminate the first one. They mana leak the second one. Alright. They go up. I need them to bottom the card, and I need to find a Ramming Out Ruins here. Card goes to the bottom. Oh, I drew a land. It's not a good land, though. We'll just pass the turn. This is at 12, right? Yeah, I have one more shot. One more shot. Looks at the top. Put it to the bottom. Ugh, it's to the top. Maybe it's a land. They didn't think about it. It's just like taunting. Yeah, my opponent's moving to discard. Rabblemaster. Let's go for it. The W's in sight. The W is in sight. Rituals do seem a bit awkward to the low curve in this deck. Still worth just a note. No, it's definitely worth considering. We might cut one or two after some practice. We're seeing if like a Ritualing Out Blood Moon or Rabblemaster with a typical curve makes it worthwhile. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some cards for this opponent. We got a few cards for this one. All right, Chalice seemed to do okay on one. Got to decide if it's worth it. We can cut out the Bridge, Slagstorm, and a Braid package. And in this case, probably just cut one Chalice and we're like, hey, check this Boil out. Check this Pile Driver out. What? Harsh Mentor? You're right that we could probably cut Rituals, but what's interesting is getting this Blood Moon consistently out on turn 1 and turn 2 if we can. Mainly turn 2. Here we go. Chalice on 1 is a thing. Pile Driver and Harsh Mentor. Let's make it work. Let's make it work. Yeah, it's kind of like a little bit of a turbo list. A little bit of turbo. Trying to get things out ASAP. I mean, this is hard not to keep. I know we have 4 lands here, a little much than we would prefer, but Pile Driver's good and Eidolon's not bad either. Ambient on the play is nice. My opponent may Thoughtseize us. Scalding Tarn. Fetching. Why no Bone Crushers? Just the list we're trying right now. Inquisition's us. They will take probably Pile Driver unless they have an Eliminate. I would think it's Pile Driver here. Takes an Eidolon. Alright, well in that case I'm going to go ahead and put a Chalice on 1 and pass. Pile Driver by itself is not very good. prefer to make them work for this a little bit. Let's go ahead and put Pile Driver down and pass turn. Looking good. We've got this nice sweet boil they have no idea about. Land, attack for a little bit of damage. It's just a 1-2. I'm sure they won't bother. You think we'll get this one to work, ladies and gentlemen? Look at all these fetch lands. Why are we doing this, opponent? Why haven't we fetched or done anything? This seems suspicious. This seems super suspicious. All right, Flooded Strand. There's an island. There's an island. Archmage Thrall draws 2. Mystic Sanctuary picks up Archmage Charm. I'm just gonna wait. I see very little reason not to just hang out and just chill. Nothing scary here. We're doing the 1 point of damage every few turns here, so why not? They finally eliminate this. Okay. Island and does nothing. I'm gonna wait still. I'm just curious what they're doing here without playing much before. Would Boil kill a Blood Moon Watery Grave? No, because it's a mountain then. Archmage Charm draws cards. Now we're fetching. If they do something else here, then I'll go ahead and go for the Boil. I could also attempt to go for the Boil at end step, but it looks like they're trying to keep 2 counters up every time. So I'm just waiting until I can put, like, here we go. I can put Pile Driver down and then just pass the turn. And then next turn, if I draw a land, I could try to Magus or Blood Moon. Like, my opponent's drawing a lot of cards. That's fine. They're also at 11. I need them to, like, commit more here. I need them to commit more than that. I doubt they would draw with Archmage Charm if they didn't have backup counter. Yeah. This is an island. Alright. Eidolon. We're just playing the nice slow game with our opponent. Super slow game. Aether Gust. We'll bottom. Nice and slow. Chill stream here. Snapcaster. Here's where we're going to fire it off here. This is the chance, the opportunity. In response to Archmage Charm. Boil. Good luck, opponent. Do you have Force of Negation? Doing it now. It's the first time they've been lower than 2, which would have been Mana Leak. They do have the Force. Alright. Tried for it. Now they're going to get interesting with the mana, probably. Yep. I did what I had to. They always have Force. I mean, I could have tried to play on their turn, but they're just not tapping out. First time I tap out, and suddenly they tap out. Oh, they're undoing their tap out. Swamp. Attack for 2. Alright, 1, 2, 3. We'll try Blood Moon first, then Magus. Magus is the weaker one. But maybe they won't try to use like a Force of Negation here and just pay, and then they won't be able to get the other one. Interesting. We'll just slap down a Magus and pass turn. Now I have 2 Blood Moons. They didn't float any blue mana either. Interesting. Slightly strange plays. All on you, opponent. Let's see if we can get a Chouse to 4 again. We're at 6 mana, 2 more. 2 more and get that Cryptic Command locked down. Oh. Oh. Cryptic Command. Huh. Interesting. 4 mana. Teferi's Puzzle Box. Okay. So this is a lockout, right? Unless I can find my Abrade. So unless I can find my Abrade or a... No, Bolt won't get rid of Narset here. You love that card? The Puzzle Box. Bounces Magus. And they're doing that at end step, which means I lose the Magus as well. I think our blue mage has gotten us here. So our initial hand of being just Eidolon Pile Driver, we leaned too heavily on Pile Driver. Needed something that was ritualed out faster. First game, get them to 1. Second game, get them to 11. I think I did side out the Abrade. I did. So I don't have an out. You're right, Endermeat. So I don't have an out. We could probably end this game right now because they've got us completely hard locked. Getting locked out. Getting locked out. Yeah, I don't have an out. Nothing at instant speed, which gets rid of the Teferi Puzzle Box. And if they bounce Chalice, I do get a possible Bolt. But we don't. I doubt they do this. They probably are good and happy with just beating me down for a little bit. We did have a Bolt coming, so it's a possibility. But I don't think my opponent, based on how they were playing, was going to get rid of that card. All right, but 2-2, not bad. Getting it done with Pile Driver. Let's find another blue deck here and get a little more experience and see if Pile Driver's got some guts and some glory here in Modern. Indeed. Indeed. The 2 rack lists at the beginning kind of skewed what we were trying to do, even though we beat one of them. The other list would have been bad against rack, though. It wouldn't have been what I wanted to do. Avaricious Dragon's not a thing that you want to do against rack. Not a thing. Alright, let's find this final opponent here. Let's continue on. Let's see if we can get something going. Let's go. Final opponent. Harsh Mentor's been a little bit not worth it, so that's 3 cards. Boyle didn't get us there. Let's go. Couple Blood Moon effects, Rabblemaster, and a removal spell. We'll keep a little bit slow again. We'll see if the slowness matters. Sacred Foundry tapped. Go ahead. That was interesting. Haven't seen the Narset Puzzle Box. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's definitely a fun combo, Mad MTG. Alright, Sacred Foundry Flagstone looks like red-white lockout here. Might boom bust this. Cleansing Wildfires themselves to ramp. They can go get a basic Plains here to keep us from Blood Mooning. Blood Moon is really poor in this. Alright, it's the Jeskai version. We're going to hold Bolt for a while here. We could need it. It does force you to redo your hand each turn, which can be awkward, but it's worth it. Yeah, if you can get that lockout, it definitely is. There's a Triome. Let's actually... I want to put Rabblemaster out, but I'm kind of afraid of a Bolt. I think I'm going to put Magus out and really mess with their lands here for a turn. Maybe they need that white. I doubt it. But if they don't really have a way to get rid of this initially, maybe I Magus again and kind of save it for Rabblemaster for a long time here. They do have an extra island here in their tri-color deck. See if that plays a role here. I'm afraid to attack into a Snapcaster. Let's not. Let's just try to play a new Magus. This does move myself into a counter spell. Remanded. All right. Not the worst. I'll take a Remand. It's not a Mana Leak. It's not a Aether Gust. My opponent's got all their basics. Doesn't matter what we've done with our Blood Moons. There's Teferi. Goes up. Well, at least I have Bolt. Could probably play Bolt Magus here. I can untap. I'm going to try to play Rabblemaster down. Just to start threatening here. Let's go ahead and attack. I'm going to send everything at Teferi. On the off chance the Bolt gets remanded here. Or they have some sort of blocker. So here I think I want to just remove Snapcaster. They get another activation out of Teferi here, but I keep them Blood Mooned out. If they have anything like Gideon, or if they have any double white spells, I'm preventing that. It's unlikely. I don't think the Jeskai list runs that, but it's just a small preventing piece. If I attacked here and bolted this, we'd be pretty much at the same board state, and I'd have lost Magus. So I'm happy with where... happy-ish where we are. It's another blue deck, though. It'll give us an opportunity to try out Boyle's Blood Moon's effectiveness and Pile Driver. Harsh Mentor probably won't come in this list. Another Snapcaster Remand would be really painful for us. Goes to end step here, having done nothing. Alright, 1, 2, 3. We'll attempt Magus here. Playing this post or pre-combat just to see if it's worth running the other Magus in. Looks like it's an okay. We're not going to send Rabblemaster in here. I'm going to do Teferi, Teferi, and Teferi. Rabblemaster's not being bolted in the beginning of combat phase. I think they just have extra Snapcasters here. It's a lot of mana. Oh. Shark makes sense here. So we have this Jeskai Shark list. It's been a little while since we've seen said list here. Throwing Rabblemaster into this, then they chump block the Rabblemaster. But I like the idea of maybe keeping Rabblemaster and generating tokens over the next couple turns. Don't care about a Shark attacking me, so we'll just pass. Flooded Strand. They do have only one Magus to deal with now. Opponent is getting to draw quite a bit with Teferi. Might have a lot of like Archmage Charm, Cryptic Command still. The deck does try to play pretty heavily into the blue cards at times. Lightning Helix is on the Magus of the Moon, so we're cleared off here. They attack us for 4. It's looking like a potential Cryptic or another removal spell to keep Teferi alive. Untaps these 2 cards. Has full mana available to them. Flooding out a little bit here. This looks like a historic deck. This is just the... Ooh, they path. More lands. This is just the Jeskai Sharknado list that Aspiring Spike was playing about a month ago. We'll see if we can clear Teferi here. I'm almost not expecting it with the mana unlocked and my opponent having drawn a bunch. This one's going to be hard for Pile Driver, only because their removal is Path, Bolt, and Lightning Helix. It's not like strictly just a big 6/6 Euro blocker. They put a Lightning Helix on top of their library. They could draw this with like Archmage Charm. Another Sharknado. Alright. It appears we're going to get to kill Teferi here. I play a bridge down to keep myself safe, but we've got a pair of 4/4s. My opponent's at a solid 22 life. We're going to play the bridge. Only reason to do this is to show them that I have bridge. Maybe they bring like wear and tear in or something like that. They're going to get to do the enchantment removal side of wear and tear. Teferi's pretty good here. Bounce this, hit me for 8. I think we're dead in 2 turns here. Counters this on the way back down. It's looking pretty strong from our opponent. So this is one of the lists, while this was getting popular, this is one of the lists that I would actually tell you don't play Blood Moon as much, because Cleansing Wildfire just gets them out of the Blood Moon issues. Jeskai used to be the better list versus blue-white, and it's just not a thing anymore. My opponent plays another Teferi here, which can bounce bridge. They've got lethal on board. And we get just a Ramunap Ruins. So this is definitely one of the harder matchups for us now. It used to be an easier matchup, and it's so much more improved against Prison. Yeah, Blood Moon doesn't bother them and almost never does. We're going to keep it in because we don't really have much else. But yeah, it's definitely just not a thing they worry about for sure. We can cut 2 bridges here. 2 Slag Storms, 1 Abrade. So we're bringing in Goblin Piledriver and Boil. I could bring in Harsh Mentor. The only thing is that this only cares about artifacts, creatures, and lands. They do fetch a little bit, so it would be worth that. I think Chalice might be slightly better. We could also take 2 of these rituals out and play 2 Harsh Mentors. We're on the kind of study, try things out. So let's just try that and see. Maybe I get the Harsh Mentors. See the hand. Maybe I wanted to do turn 1 Blood Moon. We'll see how much this impacts us. It's probably okay, Kamikaze. Totally would agree with that. But we're trying to, I guess, weigh in. Should we have something more aggressive than a Harsh Mentor? Yeah, we can't really lock them out very well. Needing 3 colors used to be a taxing problem for them, but because Blood Moon's one of the best ways to get rid of that, it's just not a thing. We'll see if Boil impacts them. Boil being a little bit more interesting against 1 or 2 of the decks we've played. Maybe we bring 1 Harsh Mentor out and put a second Boil in, since we're this lower to the ground Goblin deck. The other thing with the list for tonight, at least this one specifically, I wanted to try something without Seasoned Pyromancer. A lot of Prison lists are leaning heavily on Seasoned Pyromancer, and I'm wondering if, yes, you get some creatures, are we leaning too heavily that's not aggressive like Rabblemaster and Legion Warboss? My gut's telling me that Seasoned Pyromancer is still the way to go, but I've got to try something. We got to try stuff. Alright, we'll keep this. We're going to go ahead and just throw a Chalice out on 1 to protect everything, and then go up the curve. Just go up the curve here slowly. Chalice on 1 into Harsh Mentor into Rabblemaster. This is a pretty nice curve. We'll see what the impact is. Desperate Ritual would have let us play Rabblemaster on 1, but my opponent is a Bolt deck, so got that to think about. Harsh Mentor into play. They should crack their Scalding Tarn if they want to use that. We got double Rabble-masters. So this is one of those, let's be as aggressive as we can. Hopefully that pays off for us. My opponent does fetch basics. Sometimes they do that quite a bit here. Just because we are a Blood Moon list. Opponent shocks into Steam Vents here. We're going to attempt a Rabble-master. This could get countered. I almost expect it to. Bad turn 0. Bad turn 0. Alright, Rabblemaster sticks here and gets a goblin, and we attack with everything. This is pretty surprising to me. Definitely have a very aggressive start here. Just doing something natural on turn 1, then turn 2, then turn 3. Sacred Foundry, my opponent shocks in, hoping for no Anger of the Gods. Opponent plays that. That's fine. We'll play Rabble Master again. Go ahead, opponent. It was definitely not a Teferi. All right, in for one. Go ahead, opponent. Down to 11. Flagstones. 4 mana. Double blue, not triple blue. Here we go in a weird situation where I can put Chalice on 2, but probably don't want to. Another fun situation where I have the option to bolt and can't do it. Oh, I hate this card so much. So Aether Gust here is the counter that doesn't counter, and that tempos out like crazy. I'm afraid to bottom this. I feel like I'm going to need this Rabble Master. Let's put it on top here. Let's attack with the Goblin. And then let's put a Chalice on 2 and see how my opponent likes that. Alright. Chalice to 2. If I was going to do that, you should have put Gemstone and play it exiled. We were on the play. Chalice has upset my opponent enough to do something here. Maybe a counter. Yeah, this reads, if Gemstone is in your opening hand and you're not playing first, you may begin the game with the Gemstone cavern on the battlefield with a luck counter on it. If you do, exile a card from your hand. Snapcaster. This is great. Sort of. Snapcaster is not the most threatening thing here. They're not countering the Chalice. We have now Chalice on 1 and 2. We have a dead card, and they know that the Rabble Master is coming for them. Opponent finds another Flagstone here, gets to fetch, goes and gets their Triome so that they're solid on all their colors. Yeah. It's a bit of a weird card for sure. Gonna slam the Rabble Master here. Can't be bolted, can't be helixed. Creatures are coming in here. Looks like my opponent's probably just setting up for Teferi, honestly. Although they could have played that last turn. Scalding Tarn. Mystic Sanctuary, go get an Anger of the Gods. Something my opponent could do. I believe these Chalices are doing a lot. Question is, how much are they really doing? I think I attack with everything here. I know I don't generate anymore after this, but I think attacking here with everything is just important. Fetches, I have to assume it's Mystic Sanctuary and put Anger on top. But Mystic Sanctuary doesn't have a third island yet. So with that, I might be game. But they're doing something. They're doing something. Gonna steal my token. It's a lot of mana. Sharknado. Sharknado gets around everything. So they block here, take 2, go to 5. We didn't think about Sharknado. Block and block. Alright, this turn I'm going to go ahead and continue to play things out here because I know they didn't put Anger on the top. I want to get another couple points of damage in here if I can next turn. It got through for more? Yeah, that's true. I need them to bounce my Chalice on 1 so I can bolt them. Ooh, follow up Rabble Master here. I'm going to go combat here and not play Rabblemaster pre-combat. Counter and tap everything feels bad. I'm going to attack with everything and see if they have another shark. Blocks Simian Spirit Guide, take 2. And just pass. I'll play into the Cryptic this next turn. Scalding Tarn. Now they can put the Anger on top. Maybe I play safe here. Extra land. Alright, I suppose the Rabblemaster gets through and then they can't really crack the Scalding Tarn, so we'll chance it here. We're almost into Ruins range again. Yep. Token created here. Goblins fire on all cylinders. 3 damage here. Shark can block 1. No Snapcaster. We're in block steps. Down to 1 they go. They're at 1. I have Rabblemaster. 2 Goblin tokens they can't fetch. Have they seen Pile Driver? They haven't even seen my bomb rare. Opponent attacks for 3. Oh my gosh. They have Anger the Gods in hand. They have Anger the Gods in hand. It feels like it. Platinum Emporium. One, 2, 3. Man, it doesn't matter. I don't attack with Rabblemaster here. You can just block if they wanted to. They're not going to. They just kill me with Shark in the air. Oh. The Madcap WinCon sideboard package is one of the Spike's list. Yeah, it is one of Spike's list. I throw a Chalice out on 0 past turn. Maybe I can get them to crack that Scalding Tarn at some point. They're at 1 again, right? Not this opponent, but a previous opponent. We're sitting here with Chalice there. Can you bounce my Chalice for me, opponent? Yes. Do something. Yes. Yes. Bounce this card. Do it. Do it. No, this one. You picked wrong. You picked wrong. Wrong card. Wrong card. I keep attacking them to 1. I'm taking a solid 11 damage. Let's play Magus and see if they go, oh, I should fetch. Right? Oh, they were F6. They're just like, I don't care. Someone Shatterstorm, please. Please. Here comes the 3 in the air. Oh my gosh, we got beat by Madcap. Madcap, huh? I know. Well, I turned it off because of Magus now. I turned it off because of Magus. 2-3 here with the pile. Didn't run into the pile. We thought we had that last one. Goblins. Red. Prison. Thoughts. Critiques. Desperate Rituals and Pyretic Ritual along with Simian Spirit Guide. We usually run 21-9. Because we've lowered the curve, we dropped a land. We probably should be dropping actually one of the ritual spells from my practice there. I want an extra Raminaut Ruins. I don't think the Mutavault makes sense So we want to up that, because that was probably the key component there a couple games. Blood Moons and Magus's 6 with being a lower curve feels appropriate. I just need something that punches through a little bit more damage. We talked about Chalice and Lightning Bolt and running it and seeing what happened. There was plenty of times I put Chalice on 1. There's plenty of times I was sitting with Lightning Bolt in hand as a win condition and couldn't get there. Pile Driver was excellent. Definitely worth a consideration as an option. Having Eidolon main was actually pretty decent as well. We might be going back to an Ensnaring Bridge Eidolon package. Boyle looks possibly good, but I think I want a second one. Never really needed Cage. We actually gemstoned it away. There's the list, though. There you go. And yeah, Endermeat. I know. You can do that with the Elder Scale Worm, but you can't with it Platinum. You actually have to fetch before you get your Platinums out, or otherwise you can never fetch again. Well, that's a reason to keep a Braid in. And for those that were wondering about Bone Crusher Giant, I mean, we saw 2 rack lists and Platinum. We have so much removal, it's just best to hedge your bet on having a little bit of something else. Maybe I should have a second one instead of so many bolts. Maybe really we shouldn't have bolts and we should have just lightning strikes. As silly as that sounds, there's probably, 2 games that a lightning strike would have won because I had the Chalice on 1. Maybe it's Magma Jet. We were so close each time. But there you have it. Little goblins, Red Prison.